BEL, Adani Enterprises, Coal India, NTPC, all of these are holding out in the green on an otherwise very quiet day for the markets. Of course, it's Shriram Finance, which has been the nifty gainer for quite a few days, but now it's trading in the red, down about 1.5%. Sun Pharma, Tata Steel, Tech Mahindra, all of these counters are trading in the red as we speak. But it's the broader end of the market which is actually doing pretty well when compared to the major indices. The mid-cap, nifty mid-cap, that continues to trade in the green. It's trading about 100 points higher right now, 17,262. That's the level where nifty mid-cap 50 is trading at. So yes, good day of trade coming in for the broader markets. However, the Nifty Bank, Sensex, all of them continue to trade in the green and closer to the day's lowest point. But let's get started with the show, and to a request to all our viewers, remember to send in all of your queries on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screen. Don't forget to mention your name, your stock's name, and your holding time horizon, and do mention the stock price that you're holding to as well, and your specific stock query, whether it's a long-term query or a short-term query, and we'll have them answered by our experts on the show. So let's get started then. And today on the show we are joined by G. Chokalingam, the founder and Head of Research at Economics Research. Hi, Mr. Chokalingam. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very good morning. Let's start by talking about the markets first of all before we get to the queries. Now we are at the fag end of December. Do you see? And it's a very negative day of trade coming in. Very quiet, to be fair, not negative as much. But just wanted to understand, do we see that Santa rally coming in the remaining days of December that are left?
May not come. Good morning. The Santa rally may not come because in India there is a liquidity crunch in the hands of the retail investors, because a lot of money shifted to F&O, and then a lot of money has been chasing IPOs, and those who miss IPO allotment, they start chasing on listing as well. So third most important factor, more than 60% of the small and mid-cap stocks are in a negative zone in the current calendar year. That also dented the liquidity available in the hands of the retail investors. So Sensex Nifty may be robust, they may be stable, or from here they can even rise 1% in the next 1 week. But definitely the broader market, which comprise the small and mid cap, would remain weak. But I am extremely optimistic on 2026. Global factors, particularly the oil price correction and the cheap valuation of a huge number of small cap stocks, continues pouring in retail investors inflow into the capital market, and optimism of foreign investors in committing over $135 billion to Indian economy. All this would augur well. I think 26 will be a year of small caps for wealth creation.
All right, so 2026 is likely going to be the year of small caps for wealth creation. That's the word coming in. But then let's get started with the show. And on the technicals, we are now joined by Kunal Parar, who's the Vice President, Technical Research and Algo at Choice Equity Broking. Hi, gentlemen, both of you. Good morning. Let's get started with all the queries then. And the first query is coming from Nitin. His query is on Titan, which is actually the top nifty gainer of the day. Kunal is a short-term query. He wants to know, should he buy Titan at the current price? He's looking to replace with NMDC, IOC, Hindustan Copper, as these stocks are doing well right now. So what would your suggestion be as far as the charts of all of these stocks are concerned? Is Titan a good buy right now? Mr. Chokalingam, will come to you as well for the fundamental view as far as Titan is concerned.
Well, good morning and happy and Merry Christmas to all of you. Well, if we talk about Titan, right now stock is trading at 3,970 and trading above its previous top, which is placed at 3,956. And not only this stock has been trading above all its long-term moving averages, so we can expect a very good upside momentum in the upcoming trading session. Right now, stock is trading 3,970. From my side, it's a hold recommendation. Because the way stock has been trading in its uncharted territory with positive volume, it clearly indicates for northward march that we can see even up to the level of 4,100 to 4,200. So yes, from my side, please hold this stock and nothing worry about this stock in near term. So do not switch in any counters because it looks very attractive and it gives some kind of sense for holding this stock.
So that's the view on Titan, the tech view, but techie view. But Mr. Chokalingam, coming to you, Titan is now foraying into lab-grown diamonds as well. Just wanted to understand, how do you see the theme playing out for Titan? How strong are the fundamentals for them to absorb this new segment that is lab-grown diamonds?
Certainly, the Tata Group has, particularly through Titan, has proven its ability in building a credible, growing business. For long terms, one can hold, but short to medium term, I feel they're fairly priced at around 85 trailing PE. And also, I may be wrong, but I believe the gold also has played out fully in the short term. It might correct, and sentimentally that can bring down Titan in the short to medium term. So I am negative on Titan in the short to medium term, but those who are having investment horizon of more than 1 year or 2 year, this could be a good to hold for long term.
Okay, understandable. So, firstly, good morning, Mr. Kunal. This is our next question from the WhatsApp channel here. This one's from Mr. Iyer in Mumbai. He's holding Nalco, which is sitting near its 52-week high. So, a classic dilemma here: hold and ride the trend, or should he lock in profits? So, what would you suggest?
Well, from my side, please hold this stock as of now because as per the momentum theory, we may see a further upside. Moment discount up. Data counter is trading at 302 level. Even further upside would be there up to the level of 322 to 333. Please hold this stock with strict stop loss at 295.
A stop loss of 295 for Nalco. That's the word coming in. But let's move on and have other queries answered as well. This is Khurshid writing in from Delhi. Mr. Jokulingam, they want a long-term view on GM Breweries. They already hold about 150 shares with an average price of about 1100 rupees. And after a long time, their holding is now in the green with a rally in the past couple of days. They want to know, should they stay put for the longer term for a couple of more years, or should they book profits at this juncture?
Yeah. So GM Brewery is not like the other IMFL in terms of brand image. It's a more of towards country liquor, and it is trading at 18 PE. I would say that one can hold maybe another 5% upside is there because PE is less than 20. Generally, liquor companies trade at even 40, 50 PE. But again, one has to keep in mind that it is into primarily country liquor. So even 20, 21, 22 P is a reasonable one. So therefore, there could be further upside of 5 to 10% from current level. That's my research view.
Okay, sir, got it. So, next question is from Sudha, who's looking at the graphite space, specifically Graphite India and HEG. So, they also want help with a 1 year horizon in this space. And she wants help on which looks better according to you, and if possible, ideal entry levels and targets for the two.
It's for me.
Mr. Chogalingam, please.
Oh, sorry. I thought technical question. Between these two, graphite is better in terms of balance sheet as well as the valuation in relative terms. However, both would have short-term concern because I am little negative on the user industry because US particularly the Chinese GDP growth is expected to fall below 5%. So that could be negative for both in terms of user industry demand coming down. But however, medium to long term, graphite industry is better than HEG in my view.
Okay, Mr. Kunal, we'd like to hear about this from you as well, since she's got a 1 year horizon. So, what will be your technical opinion on this?
Well, let's talk first on Graphite. Right now, counter is trading at 582, and recently we got the buying signal as well based on the daily chart frame. Right now, stock is trading at 582. One can get into the stock at present level. If we talk about SL wise and downside, one can keep SL at 520. And if we talk about target wise, the way stock has been trading on its daily chart, I think first target would be at 630, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 710. So for 1 year, graphite looks very attractive. And whereas we talk about HEG, right now HEG is trading at 564, and it has given a breakout of its previous top, which was placed at 550. So again, even this stock looks very attractive on its daily chart because stock has been trading about 100 plus 50 days moving average. So one can get into the stock at present level. Right now, stock is trading at 564. We will keep SL at 520, and if you talk about target wise, first target comes at 600, and if stock break this level, then one way rally would be there up to the level of 655. So yes, both stock looks very attractive based on the technical front.
Okay, So that's the technical view on HTG. But we now have our live caller joining us, Mr. Parthasarthi from Hyderabad. Hi, sir. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please tell us which is the stock that you have your query on today.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So my query is about Bharat Electronic Limited. I have invested it in May 2024, around 226.50. I would like to know about its potential as well as long-term view on it.
Right. So that's from the defense pack. Mr. Shokalingam, let me come to you. We also have the DAC meeting today and we are expecting proposals of nearly 80,000 crore to get an approval. So all of these defense counters, they are buzzing in trade today. But, speaking of the long term, Bharat Electronics is the stock that they have. What would you suggest? Is it a good stock to hold on to from, say, a 1 year time horizon? They're looking at a long term time horizon. It's trading nearly 1% higher right now. And if you look at the returns that it has given in 2025, good 38% of return is what it has already given in 2025. But from here on, what kind of upside do you see, say, from a 1 year time horizon?
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, it has already played out and the P is over 50, but it's part of the index. So maybe, some investment horizon of more than 2 years, it can give some absolute significant return. But in relative terms, I would prefer Hindustan Aeronautics in the defense space to Bharat Electronics.
Okay. Karan, can you give us a technical view on this as well? Sorry, Mr. Kunal.
If you talk about it's for BL, right, or Titan?
For Titan, sir.
Okay. If you talk about Titan, we have already discussed about the stock, but right now, again, if you talk about this stock looks very attractive. It's in uncharted territory, so good upside momentum would be there. And if you talk about 1 year of perspective, then 4,100 to 4,200 would be there. So any fall in this counter or any minor correction in this counter would become a good buying opportunities for at least medium to long term investment horizon.
The view on Titan, one of the queries Mr. Parthasarthi had earlier shared with us. But Kunal, what about Bharat Electronics? Any technical levels that you would like to highlight? A 6-month chart, what are they suggesting from a 6-month perspective? Where do you see the stock headed?
Well, if you talk about BEL, right now stock is trading at 405 level, and recently it has given a breakout of its double bottom formation on a smaller time frame. Even we got the buying signal even on a daily time frame, so looks very attractive at present level. One can get into stock at present level, and if you talk about the target wise, first target would be at 430, and if stock break this level, then what way really would be up to the level of 465. Yes, this stock looks very attractive amongst other defense counter. If we talk about SL side, then one can keep SL at 390.
Okay, with that, we're just going to break here. Mr. Kunal and Mr. Chokalingam, please stay connected with us while we come back after a short break.
Give a sell call on campus activer based on this analysis.
Sell call coming for campus from a long-term time horizon. But let's move on and talk about the cement space. We have the viewer hasn't mentioned their name, but it's an interesting query, so we'll take it. But nonetheless, requesting all of our viewers to send their names with their stock query so that we can attribute the queries to you. Now, this one is on the cement space. The viewer has 75 shares of Orient Cement. And in the view of merging with Ambuja Cement, he wants to know whether he should buy 25 more to make it 100 shares at the current trade, or should they wait for the merger to take place. Mr. Chokalingam, what would you suggest? The merger is going to happen very soon. So, but wanted to understand on all of these cement counters, what is your take? Should they take a position in Orient Cement before the merger happens, or should they wait for it to, conclude, and should they enter after that?
Tactically, I am doubtful, but fundamentally, yes, it's a buy. If you look at a PE, or even if you look at enterprise value per ton of cement, post all these mergers, the Ambuja Cement looks attractive. So therefore, ultimately the investors should be beneficiary of this consolidation. So I would give a buy recommendation on Orient Cement.
That's the view. It is a promising story over the long term, looks like it. But Kunal, what about you? Orient Cement, what is the chart structure suggesting? Where should, are these good levels to enter? The viewer already has about 75 shares. They're wanting to make it 100. Current levels good to average?
Yes, definitely. Right now, stock is trading at 170 level, and recently stock has formed its bottom formation as well. So yes, this is the perfect time to go for another average. And technically, if we talk about target wise, 199, 205 would be the target for trading perspective, and this is the perfect time to go for average.
Okay, the next question from Radhakrishna from Bangalore. This is for Mr. Kunal. The question states they've got 100 shares of Shakti Pump at rupees 950. So, can you give us a hold or to sell? Any guidance on that front?
Well, if you talk about the Shakti Pump, right now stock is trading at 734, and recently we have seen a very good upside momentum from its bottom at 560 level. From our side, it's a whole strategy because the way stock has been trading on its daily chart. I think we may see some northward march towards the level of 800, and if stock break this level, then further upside would be there up to the level of 908. So from our side, it's a whole recommendation, and if you want to put any SL, then please hold this stock with strict stop loss of 690.
Mr. Chokalingam, what would your view be for this stock in the next 6 months?
Well, this stock has fallen a lot, and it is now trading at around 22 PE. But of course, the pump related to solar integration has seen a lot of structural change, a lot of competition. Probably because of this reason, last 3 quarters, the margin also has come down. But still, to be fair to the stock, the price meted out to the stock is also very high. I would give a hold recommendation on the basis of my analysis.
So a whole call coming for Shakti Pumps. But moving on to the next query then. Now this one is coming on Adani Ports. The viewer is K. Narsimha Reddy. They've written to us from Hyderabad. They want a long-term view on Adani Ports. They have about 35 shares bought at a price of 1465. Currently they have a little bit of profit, but Mr. Chokalingam, what do you suggest? What should they do? If you look at the year-to-date charts, it has given a return of about 22%. So already in 2025, going forward in 2026 and thereafter, what is the kind of run-up that you are expecting in Adani Ports? Does it remain a good long-term buy?
It is very easy to give V1 long-term investment horizon for any port company because for last 35 years, India has been consistently increasing the import, though the exports are slightly fluctuating and there is a trade deficit. But the fact is that imports are growing faster than exports, and even exports are growing in absolute term. With the kind of population we have and the kind of GDP growth we have, port industry is going to be a perennially growing business, at least for next 5 to 10 years. So Adani Port being a leader in this business, I am confident that that also would be a beneficiary of this long-term trend. So I would give a recommendation of hold, and in case stock corrects even 5%, this can become an attractive stock to buy.
Okay, Mr. Kunal, how would you see the 6-month stock or the 6-month trend for Adani Ports?
Well, if we talk about Adani Port, right now stock is trading at 1490 level. And stock has been trading about 50 into 200 days moving average. But stock has been trading above this moving average crossover. So, we may see some good upside momentum in this counter from the present level based on this ongoing structure. If we talk about target wise, first target comes at 1550, and if stock break this level, then further upside will be there up to the level of 1600. So from my side, it's a whole recommendation for this counter.
Okay, we're just going to take a small little break now. Mr. Chokalingam and Mr. Kunal, please stay connected with us as we continue.
they continue to hold it on?
Well, from my side, please hold this stock because they have created a position at 246, 256. Right now, stock is trading at 404. So pretty handsome return is there right now. But if we talk about present level, then from my side, hold this stock because further upside would be there up to the level of 440 to 465. Not only this, the way present government is planning to double its manufacturing of this defense equipment, I think even this 460 would be the smaller target for upcoming trading session. Even we can see a good upside momentum even beyond the level of 500. So from our side, please hold this stock as of now.
Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, we'll take the next one for you. This is Mahalakshmi from Hyderabad, and she's holding Lodha Developers, 320 shares of Lodha Developers at 1,022 rupees. And she's been holding this for over 12 months now. But the stock has recently been under pressure since the last 6 months. So her question is simple. Should she stay patient with Lodha or switch to DLF for better returns? So what would you think?
Yeah, it's a really tough question. Both have corrected and both are quite attractive. I would give both a hold, but if you press me, which can do better in relative terms, I think DLF can do the kind of the shareholder profile, the kind of commercial leasing, rental income based, all that would augur well better for DLF. But then again, I'm not giving sell call on Lodha. Both are hold, but between these two, DLF, in my research view, is far superior.
Okay, since both for you are at a hold, Mr. Kunal, what would your perspective be on this? Is Lodha a worse call than DLF? Is DLF looking better over the next 6 months? How do you see it?
Well, if you talk about both the counters, if you talk about Lodha and DLF, then I think DLF looks very attractive at present level. Right now, stock is trading at 693, and stock has already taken the support of its previous bottom, which was placed at 665 to 670. So, based on this technical structure, we may see some kind of bounce back even up to the level of 715 to somewhere around 753. So, yes, DLF looks very attractive. In compared with the Lodha. And if you talk about Lodha, then let's talk about the level wise. Right now, Lodha is trading at somewhere around 1075, and since last many days it has been trading in a range bound momentum only. So I'm not getting any particular direction in this stock. So one should go for DLF compared to Lodha.
All right, so DLF looks a better buy when compared with Lodha. That's the technical word also coming in. But moving on, let's get you another query answered. This is Krishnan writing in from Trivandrum. They wanted to know, is SBI a good buy for accumulation at the current levels? They already hold about 250 shares of SBI. And as an alternative, if you would like to suggest, Kunal, they're looking to invest, put their money in Power Grid, Coal India, or Dr. Reddy's or Nestle. Very different sectors is what they're looking at. But within all of these stocks, what would you suggest? Should they accumulate more in SBI or instead divert their funds towards the likes of Power Grid, Coal India, Dr. Reddy's or Nestle?
Well, if we talk about Power Grid, Nestle India, Dr. Reddy, and all, then I think one should focus right now. One should focus on Power Grid. The way stock is trading on its daily chart. Recently, stock has formed its bottom, and we may see very good upside momentum from the present level. So yes, Power Grid looks very attractive. Not only this, Power Grid is a good dividend paying company also. So yes, double bonanza benefit would be there in terms of capital gain and in terms of dividends. So first recommendation is get into this Power Grid. And if you talk about SBI, please avoid this stock as of now because we have seen a very good upside momentum in this counter. So I'm not seeing any further upside momentum that we can see in this State Bank of India. But yeah, if you talk about other counters like Nestle India, right now Nestle India is trading at 1266. Recently, it has given a breakout of its continuous resistance which was placed at 1240 level. Right now stock is trading at 1266. So in line with the Power Grid, I think Nestle also looks very attractive to add this in our portfolio. If we talk about target wise, first target would be at 1320, and if stock break this level, then one way rally would be there up to the level of 1400. So Nestle, it's a thumbs up for Nestle. Whereas if we talk about Dr. Reddy and Call India, please avoid Call India because I'm not seeing any upside momentum in the Call India at present level. But yeah, some correction would be that Coal India. And if you talk about Dr. Reddy, right now Dr. Reddy is trading at 1269. So any fall in this counter up to the level of 1222, then it would become a good buying opportunities for Dr. Reddy.
Okay, so on a technical front, you're negative on SBI and Coal India. Mr. Chokalingam, how would you see these two stocks, and how would you compare from like a fundamental upside in Power Grid, Coal India, Dr. Reddy's, or Nestle as compared to SBI?
Yeah. Nestle, I am not that bullish. In fact, I am not that bullish on the entire FMCG. Dr. Reddy, I would wait for US clarity on the tariff war because its exposure is quite significant. SBI, our target is around 1,000 rupees. We have a coverage. But in the short term, SBI would continue to have some difficulties because the rate cut, even the management has indicated in the press that they have to pass on, the transmission is not yet over, the lower interest rate to the borrowers. And therefore, even in Q4, there will be little pressure on the margin. So that's not much upside beyond 1,000 in the short term. And Coal India, therefore, I would give a hold recommendation on SBI. Coal India, I am extremely bullish. Don't hold any of the stock I have discussed. I am extremely bullish because, till the story plays out, you will get a very good dividend. There is no doubt, very high dividend yield. And secondly, there are short-term triggers. There are indication, through various media sources, even exchange filing, that Coal India is going to unlock value from 2 to 3 subsidiaries. And medium to long-term trigger is in terms of diversification into non-coal mineral, and also ultimately they have target to increase the renewable energy capacity to 8,000 megawatt in the next 4 to 5 years. All this, I believe, would augur well. And most important point is that in the last 2 months we have seen tremendous, potential expansion in the thermal power capacity. Almost all major existing players have announced addition of thermal power capacity for the next 3 to 5 years. And that is also a big positive. So I am very, very optimistic on Coal India, both short term as well as long term.
So Coal India, from a fundamental perspective, you are seeing possible upside in the near future, while the technicals may not be that strong. Okay, Mr. Chokalingam, while I still have you speaking, we've got the next question for you as well. This is a senior citizen, KR Balan, and they want to know your opinions on Dixon Tech and RBL. So it's a senior citizen, so their risk appetite is pretty low. So having that in mind, how would you feel about Dixon Tech and RBL Bank?
See, both are hold. RBL, particularly after the foreign firm taking stake, it would improve the governance. It would open up, scope for more resources. Obviously, Dixon, with a little bit of uncertainty after stock price correction, this is also hold. But generally, I am not advising him. I am not authorized. I am generally giving my research view that the senior citizen should always have at least 30 to 50% in the Sensex and Nifty stocks. Time like this, when FIs are selling, the DI would support Sensex and Nifty. So always minimum 50% one should have exposure to Sensex and Nifty stock. That's my suggestion based on the research understanding.
Okay, so Dixon Tech looks like a hold from a fundamental perspective. Mr. Kunal, how would you feel about these stocks at a technical angle? If you can just weigh in on that.
Well, if we talk about Dixon Technologies first, right now stock is trading at 12,440, and further downside would be there up to the level of 12,000, and if stock break this level, then further pain would be there even up to the level of 11,000. So from my side, please avoid this stock as of now.
Okay, Mr. Kunal and Mr. Chokalingam will be back after a very short break. Please be connected.
wait at present level, because minor correction would be there up to the level of 2600 to 2520. Now that become a good buying opportunities for any investors to create long-term portfolio based on this stock. So for both these stock, please avoid as of now. We may see some kind of correction in this counter from the present level.
Okay, so that's the tech check coming in on HDFC AMC as well as ICI Prudential AMC. But moving on, let's get you another query answer. This is Satya. First of all, he's wishing all of us a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful 2026 to all our viewers. And Satya, wishing you the same. Thank you so much for writing in, and you're sending your best wishes. And he also says, Mr. Chokalingam, that you're his favorite. So he needs us to answer your question, without fail. His question is on the battery space. He's been holding Exide and Amara Raja since about a year or so. He wants to know, Exide is on a slight profit as far compared with Amara Raja, where he's seeing a loss of about 18%. So he wants to know which one should he hold on to for a CAGR of about 18% return, which is looking better from a long-term perspective. And apart from that, he also holds Nesco and BSE. So we'll get a chart check done from Kunal on that. But before Mr. Chokalingam, coming to you for the battery space, Amara Raja or Exide batteries, which do you think is a better pick, and which one should they exit from? And they're looking at a CAGR of about 18% return.
Yeah. So thanks to him, and thanks to ET Now for good words, kind words. Between Exide and Amar Raja, Exide has less uncertainty in the near future. So I would prefer Exide Industries because Amar Raja also is a great stock for long term, but little uncertainty is there about its proposed aggressive expansion and how that is going to play out in the short to medium term. So therefore, Exide is a better stock.
That's the perspective on the battery space between Amara Raja and Exide. But Kunal, let me come to you. They also have a query on Nesco and BSE. Both of these stocks, where do you see them headed on the charts, say from a 6-month perspective? What would your suggestion be?
If you talk about Amara Raja battery, right? It's Amara Raja batteries.
No, he's talking about BSE and Nesco from a chart perspective, if you could help us there.
Okay, then if you talk about BSE, right now stock is trading at 2660, and in short term we may see some kind of pain in this counter because the way stock has been trading since last 4 days. Now this creates some kind of southward march towards the level of 2580 to 2420, and if stock break this level and if comes to this level, then only this would become a good buying opportunity. Until and unless, please avoid this stock for creating any long position in this counter. And if you talk about Nesco, right now stock is trading somewhere around 1236 level. Stock has already going to break out of its previous top, which was placed at 1258. No doubt stock is trading below this level, but yeah, strong support is there at 1170 level. So based on this support level, we may see some kind of bounce back up to the level of 1350 to 1410. So I think Nesco looks very attractive at present level for creating any long position with strict stop loss of 1170.
Okay, so BSE is saying short-term pain. Let's move on to the next question. This is in regards to GE Vernova, T&D, and JSW Energy. So this question is from RK Ahuja, a long-term investor. So this one's for you, Mr. Chokalingam. Which stock would you recommend to this viewer, and any value unlocking you would be able to see in the coming future?
Among these 3 stocks, I like Siemens Energy, particularly after significant correction. The relative valuation is better than even GE Vernova. So I believe Siemens Energy has substantially much better long-term potential as compared to other 2 stocks.
That's the take as far as the energy space is concerned. Siemens Energy looks like a good bet from the long-term perspective. But moving on to the next query, this is Samir Kumar writing from Vapi. He's been holding NCC 520 shares at a price of 325 rupees. He says he's witnessing a loss of about 50% right now. Mr. Chokalingam, what would you suggest? He wants a long-term query answered. He's asking whether he should hold on or should he sell and book his losses. He's looking at a long-term outlook. Do you think the fundamentals are good and he could recover the losses that he has made so far in NCC?
My research view is that certainly hold, even not only for long term, even medium to long term, because stock price has corrected and it trades at around 12 PE. Also, it has got a very credible track record in delivery of its business. So I would give hold for medium to long term. In case it corrects, even 3-5%, this can be a good buy at the current level.
So good buy at the current level, and long term the stock looks good. But Kunal, the viewer bought this at a price of 325. So they're having a significant loss right now. When do you think, how much time could it take for the stock to reach that 325 level again? Currently it's about at 160 or odd level. So when do you see the stock heading to that 325 odd level so that they can at least reach the buying price?
I think it may take more than 18 months to 2 years to get this price back. But if we talk about at present level, right now stock is trading at 160 and recently stock has formed its bottom formation. So from my side, let's go for average recommendation at present level, because the way stock has been trading at present level, we may see some kind of northward momentum up to the level of 180 and thereafter even up to the level of 220. So by creating an average at present level, it will bring down the average cost below somewhere around 250 to 260, and eventually our viewers may come into the profit as well. So at present level, please create average at present level. Target would be somewhere around 220 for upcoming 6 to 9 months.
Okay, so a target of 224 for the next 6 to 9 months. The next question, back to Mr. Chokalingam. This is from MSV Raghavan, another senior citizen from Chennai, and they're asking that they've bought IRFC at 31 rupees about 18 months ago. And after the big run-up, the stock seems to be struggling lately. So do you think the stock still deserves a long-term position in the investor's portfolio, or should he think of booking profits finally?
One can hold for long term. The stock has come down because it had a very extremely stretched valuation. Now, post steep correction, I think even now it is not too attractive, but certainly the medium to long term perspective is good. It's a lending book, definitely beyond 1 year will keep rising. Railways, last 2 years there is no increase in the capex, but there is a lot of expectation from economists, analysts that the forthcoming budget will increase the capex on railways significantly. So that should increase the demand for finance related to railway sector, and therefore IRFC should be a beneficiary. So I would give a hold recommendation for medium to long term. In case it corrects marginally also, it can become a good buy.
Okay, so it looks like a good buy is the final verdict on the stock. Kunal, let's take the next one for you. This is from Mr. Narsimha Reddy in Hyderabad. He's owning Bharti Airtel at rupees 244 at 25 shares. So from a short-term perspective, where do you see the chart for the next 6 months?
Well, if we talk about short term, right now counter is trading at 2110 level, and if we talk about short term, then first target would be at 2180, and if stock break this level, the further upside would be there up to the level of 2240. And stock has been trading in its higher top, higher bottom formation, trading above its all long term moving averages. So we may see these targets in upcoming trading session.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Bharti Airtel. Thank you, Kunal, for that. And Mr. Chokalingam, Kunal, thank you so much for joining us today and helping us answer all of the queries that our viewers have been sending us. On that note, we'll let you go. All right, then, with that, it's time now to bid goodbye on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Meryl and I will take your leave, but don't go anywhere. Markets at noon coming up next.
in association with Bank of Baroda. Play the master stroke with Bank of Baroda.
Exquisite comfort, bespoke hospitality, culinary excellence. Big words, huh? Trust me, the experience here is far bigger. That's Air India now.
नहीं भाई, कोई कूल बैंक बताओ ना जिसके लिए हर कस्टमर इम्पोर्टेंट हो।
SBI कूलेस्ट है। किसान से NRIs तक, Gen A से Gen Z तक, SBI सबके लिए है।
वेरी गुड।
SBI, the banker to every Indian. Truly.
The world reshaped, geoeconomics in flux, and India as the vanguard of a new pragmatism. But in a climate of economic leverage and irrational shifts, where is the breakthrough? Join the conversation with the world's foremost minds as they unite to forge India's economic destiny.